taking my white snazzy paint and a beauty blender sponge to apply the white very thinly over my face to make it appear as natural as possible. Once the base is done, I'm going to jump into contouring, and what I'm going to use for contouring is the Sleek palette. This is in All Natural 601. And the grey from this is going to be perfect because it's matte, so I'm just going to use that to contour my face and make it much more hollow and just really dead looking. I'm going to use a dough brush to contour my cheeks and give them a much more sunken in look. Next I'm going to use a small fluffy brush to contour my nose. I'm just going to make it look much more slender and pointy to just sort of tie in with the whole vampire-esque look. Now I'm going to go into the eye sockets with the same grey shadow and sort of contour the inner part of the socket to make it look much more sunken in and add more depth. I'm still not quite satisfied with the contouring, so I'm going to mix the grey and black eyeshadow and subtly sort of go into the contour of my cheeks again. Now the fun part, we're going to move on to the eyes. I'm going to be using a palette that I got from OASAP, and it's got a lot of a variety of colours. It's got some nice sort of like plum colours, and it's just going to be perfect for this look because we want to look really sort of dead and drained. So we're going to really create like a swollen eye look with plum colours and browns and stuff like that. So I'm going to be using this palette, and I'll link it down below if you guys want to check it out, but you can use any eyeshadows that you have available. So first I'm going to take this sort of colour, which is like a brown slash plum colour. It's got a red undertone to it, so it's going to be perfect, and I'm going to load that up on a big fluffy brush and just sort of sweep it all over the lid around the eye. Once that's done, I'm going to return back to my Sleek palette, and I'm going to use this dark plum shadow, which is this one, to depthen my eye socket and just sort of outline the crease. So I'm just going to go a little bit above my crease to define it. I'm going to leave it a little bit dramatic than I usually would because this is a vampire look obviously, so I'm not going to blend it out as much as you normally would. Next I'm going to take the brown from this same palette, which is a matte dark brown, and using the same brush I'm going to sweep that underneath my lower lash line and sort of pull it down more than you usually would because you want to look really dead and tired and almost like you've got under eye circles. Pull it down and sort of blend it out into the white. Next I'm going to take a black eyeliner. This is by Natural Collection. I'm going to use this to line my tight line and also a little bit on the outer edge of my lower lash line. I'm also going to pull that eyeliner into the inner corner a little bit to give the eyes a little bit more of a animalistic look. Now using my Beauty UK eyebrow kit and an angle brush, I'm going to go into the eyebrows and sort of make them a little bit more angular to just make them look a little bit more evil and villain-like. As for the lips, you want to look really thirsty, like you haven't drunk blood for like years and years, so I'm going to use some plum and black eyeshadows to put over my mouth, and the ones I'm using is from the Sleek palette once more, and I'm using a small fluffy brush to apply them onto like the inner part of my lip. I'm now going to go in with a thin brush and a plum shadow from the same Sleek palette to just create little veins on the underneath of my eyes. This is sort of inspired by the Vampire Diaries. You know, like when they turn into the vampire, they start getting veins underneath their eyes, so that's what I'm going to try and recreate. Now to sort of tone this down a little bit, I'm going to go in with some face powder, and I'm using the Stay Matte powder just to sort of fade it out and make it look more underneath the skin. This last step is optional, but I'm going to go in with some mascara over the lashes to add a little bit more volume to them. To finish off this whole look, I'm going to go in with some red lip liner into the eyes to make them look a little bit more bloodshot. So that is all for my vampire Halloween makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you do recreate it, please tag me on Instagram. My Instagram will be linked below or at the end of the video. If you like this video, give a big thumbs up, and look at my hands. They look really, really bad. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye! One day in the park I had quite a surprise. I met a girl who had many eyes. She was really quite pretty and also quite shocking, and I noticed she had a mouth, so we ended up talking. We talked about flowers and her poetry classes and the problems she'd have if she ever wore glasses.